everyone. In my last video, I talked a bit about how during September I was going to be doing a challenge to read only Australian books. And now that we've reached the end of September, here I am to tell you how I completely failed in that challenge. So you might remember when I did my wrap-up video for August and the Tropical Readathon, I had 2 books left still to read that were hanging over from that month, and those were The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, which I was reading for the Swell Publications book club, and The Toll by Neal Shusterman, which I had from the library and I was going to try and finish the series. So I thought, you know, that's fine, I'll finish those and then I'll be able to get onto the challenge, it'll be great. So it then took me 10 days to finish The Night Circus because turned out September was a pretty busy time for me. So the 10th of September I finally got through The Night Circus. And it is a beautiful book. Let's give it that. Credit where credit is due. But I was sort of sitting there going, oh gosh, the month's a third over. What am I going to do? And then, as you can see, I got about halfway through The Toll. Got up to page 310. It's over 600 pages. And I eventually put it aside because I was like, no, I want to read my Australian books. But then I got to the point towards the end of this month where I realised I don't actually really feel like finishing it. It's another I've read 300 pages and I've still got 300 to go. And it's interesting because the arc of Scythe this whole time, it's usually I say, if I don't care about the characters, I don't care about the book at all. But this is one where I didn't care about the characters. I didn't really find any of the main characters interesting. But I was interested enough in the plot and the politics and what was going on. And I wanted to see that out. But I've just reached the point where I'm like, I'll look up a summary online somewhere and it'll be fine. So that was the start of the month and why it took me so long to even get started on any Australian books for the Ausread Sept challenge. So by this time, so 10th of September, I finished The Night Circus and was trying to get a bit more through The Toll. The 11th of September, the musical I was doing, the Thornthwaite Inheritance, 11th of September was like 2 days before opening. We'd been in the theatre for 2 days trying to get all our tech stuff ready for opening. Opening was the 13th of September. And so I was running around, I was busy, I was painting bits of the set. I was trying to, make sure I had all my makeup and supplies all ready. We were still sort of we were getting used to being in the theatre. We were learning, when all our cues are, what it all feels like. I just didn't have anywhere near as much time for reading as I'd kind of thought that I would in the theatre. In the dressing room, backstage, that sort of thing. So eventually I got back to the Blood Countess, which I did start in August, but I read like a chapter. And so it took me another week. So basically the whole week we were doing the musical, plus a little bit more, I was only reading the Blood Countess. And look, I enjoyed this one, but it felt like a season. It felt like a series opener, which it is. So that's fair. There was so much. There were vampires, there were zombies, there was a ghost, there were possible other ghosts, and there was all this stuff going on, and I felt like maybe it was a bit too much crammed into one book, and maybe some of that should have been left for the other books. Having said that, I haven't completely written off the Pandora English series. I think I might try the second book, because I feel like now the setup's sort of been done in the first one, that the second one I might be more into it. So I'm still keen to try the second one and see how it goes. I'm intrigued as to what Pandora's powers are, and there's a whole thing with her being the 7th daughter, the 7th generation of her mother's family. That's a thing. So yeah, I gave this 3 stars in the end, and I'm going to continue the series, see how it goes. There was one day where I left Blood Countess at the theatre, so I had nothing to read during my day off. So that was when I started the Harlequins Riddle. It's not the Harlequin, it's just Harlequins Riddle by Rachel Nightingale. I bought this 3 years ago at the Conflux Con in Canberra. Got it signed by the author. How beautiful is her like signature and handwriting. It's just stunning. I hope you were able to see that. I won't be able to tell till I watch this back. I probably ruined that. Anyway, so as you can see from the bookmark, I'm only up to page 49 in this one, but I really like where it's going. I like the fact that the travelling players are based on commedia dell'arte performers. That's quite cool. So back from my days of drama class, I'm recognising characters like Harlequin and Il Dottore and those ones. So I'm interested to see where this is going. I gather there's like some dream stuff going on and that sort of thing. I'd be more than 50 pages into this one if it hadn't been for the fact that I suddenly went, oh no, my arcs are due. So I have an arc of The Veiled War, which is book 7 or book 8. I can't even remember. In Celine Jean-Jean's Viper and the Urchin series. I'm on Celine's street team, so I get sent an arc of every book in that series because I love it and it's great. But that released on the 26th of September and I haven't read it yet. I also have a NetGalley arc that's the book is coming out on the 1st of October. Haven't even started that one yet. And then yesterday I got an email from Booksprout saying you have 2 days to submit your review of Holiday Brew by Tansy Rayner Roberts. Let me see if this will display properly on the camera. Yes, you can see that ish. There we go. So Tansy Rayner Roberts is an Australian author, and I am going to finish this tonight so that I can at least say I finished 2 books by Australian authors during this month in this readathon that I instigated. And I have to say, going by the Twitter hashtag, it seems we've all sort of been around the 2 to 3 books this month, so it's not too bad. So Holiday Brew is the second book in the Belladonna U series, U standing for university, and these are set in an alternate version of Australia where magic is normal. Not everybody has it, but it's a thing. And the university is split into the College of Real, which is magic studies, and the College of the Unreal, which is like non-magic disciplines. And I've read the first 2 novellas in the series, Fake Geek Girl and The Bromancers. And so, yeah, I was keen to revisit this one because I really enjoy the world. It's new adult, so the characters are all around 20, 21, 22-ish, and it really feels like they feel like young people sort of my age. I mean, I'm a bit older than that now, but wasn't that long ago that I was at university. And I remember what that was like, and it really feels like that, but with magic. And it's really cool. The characters are all really nerdy and dorky, which is what I was like at school, at uni and school. So yeah, I really enjoy this series. I've read a few of Tansy Rayner Roberts' other series, but this is the one that I enjoy the most. So that one I'm going to finish tonight. Kindle says I have less than an hour left. Hooray! And then I'll have to speedily write my review tomorrow. So, after all that, I put out a shout on Twitter saying, hey, who wants to continue Osreed's Sept and make it Osreed's Oct? And people were keen, but then when I actually sat and looked at my reading list for this month, I'm just going to be honest with myself, and I'm probably not going to read more than 3 Australian books. And that's if I'm doing well, because I've also got my regular book club. We're reading A Lovely War by, I can't remember the name of the author, and I'm not going to stop filming to look it up. I'll put it in the text just there for you. A Lovely War, and then there'll be the October Swell Publications book, I assume. And then there will also be, I've got to finish A Veiled War, and let me check what the other book is called. Hold this thought for a second. NetGalley, come on, there we go. It's like one of the 4 programs of recent history on my tablet. Okay, here, it's already open in another tab. How convenient. And it's called People of Abandoned Character. Ooh. By Claire Whitfield. And it's about a character called Susanna. She gets married in a bit of a hurry. And, flight of passion, everything's great for a while. And then her husband, who is a surgeon, he starts staying out late. His behaviour starts becoming erratic. Meanwhile, the bodies of prostitutes are turning up dead in Whitechapel. And she starts seeing links between the nights when her husband is out late and when Jack the Ripper's victims start showing up, and so then she's questioning, is her husband Jack the Ripper? And I love Jack the Ripper stories and theories, and Victorian London is just one of my favourite settings for crime stories in general, so I'm really hoping that I will like that one. Obviously that's not an Australian author, neither is A Veiled War, the 2 book club books probably not, so I'm going to try and finish Harlequins Riddle. Then I'm going to read Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend, which came out today. It's the 3rd in the Morrigan Crow -- Nevermore series, which if you haven't read it and you love middle grade fantasy, read Nevermore. Amazing series. The release of this one got pushed back due to COVID and stuff, but it's finally out and I'm very excited. I'll be picking up my copy this week. And then the last one, if I have time, which I probably won't, but I'm being optimistic, I will also try to read Finnegan of the Rock by Marlena Macheta. So I worked out I need to read 8 more books this year, 8 more books by Australian women to complete my Australian Women Writers Challenge. Holiday Brew will be the 12th, and I was aiming for 20 for this year. So that's just under 3 per month. So here's hoping that I get there. And probably I'll just keep going, yay, hashtag OzReadsNove, OzReads December, let's do it every month, woo! And we'll just go from there. So I'm going to leave this here so that I can hopefully get it edited and get it posted before the end of September, which is tomorrow. I'm filming this on, what day is it? Tuesday. It'll probably go up on Wednesday, the 30th. But I really want to get it done. I'm trying to stick to one video a month. If I can do that, I'll be happy. So I'm going to leave it here and we'll see how we go going into October. See you then.